Hey Zane, it's Jim. Hey man, I wanted to make a website review video for you real quick here. Sorry about the delay, got kind of backed up, but I'm excited to look at your site and kind of take a look at things here. So first off, good job collecting emails. I want to talk more about this later. My company actually has an app that does this, so I'd like to get into that a little more of the details of that later. But great job recognizing the importance of doing that. All right, so let's move on here. I like your site, dude. I like the idea that you have. I love the branding of it. I think it's great. I'm a huge fan of a particular layout, and I'll tell you why. This area of your website before the fold, so before somebody has to scroll, is the most critical bit of real estate on your site. And in just a few seconds, literally like less than 2 seconds, when someone hits your site, they're making a decision on what it is that you sell and then if it's for them. If you look at your bounce rate, if you look at Google Analytics and look at your bounce rate, take a look and see how long people stay on your site. If they bounce quickly and if they don't go to other pages of your site, in other words, they just stay on your homepage for a few seconds and don't dig deeper into your site, that could be a sign of a couple things. One, it could be that you're not bringing in specifically focused traffic. In other words, people landing on your site are not interested in your product to begin with. They're just the wrong traffic for you. Or it could also be that you're not making it really clear what you offer. And apparel is such a wide-ranging thing. There's so many niches within apparel. I really like the idea of making it clear what type of apparel, like what type of person are you marketing to? Who is your target market? Who's your target person that you're going for? All right, check this out. If you go to my blog, blog.groovejar.com, this first link here, how to boost your conversion rate with a killer first impression, click this. This is a deep dive I did into how to make a really strong first impression with your site. And I go into a lot of detail about this and have some examples that are good and some examples that are bad. And this is one that is good. You can see in this image, this is a screenshot of before the fold on the site. Toy shade, so it's clear what they do in words, and it's also clear by their hero image, that what they display. She's wearing shades, confident. It's a good example of a really clear site. And I love that they have the image completely capturing the full screen and then everything else is behind that image. So like the copy, right? So this area is kind of wasted in terms of this black space here. So my suggestion would be to figure out, and I'm also a fan of one specific image that really represents your brand well, and then covering this whole area with that image and having a tagline as well. So Emperor Apparel, what is that? Like, apparel for the blank man, apparel for the da-da-da. Think about the emotions behind why people buy. Who are you appealing to? And then figure out how to get that down into a concise, copy, like literally a few words. Who is this for? Make it really, really clear. That'll help alone. That'll help your conversions. That in conjunction with bringing the right people to your site in the first place. So if you think about it, if you bring the right people to your site, all you need to do is confirm with them that they are indeed the right people by telling them. So you've got to have that in imagery and in copy. You've got to have both. So, okay, cool. So let's look at a specific product. Okay. So on the product page, there's several things that are really important. One is high quality photographs. That's critical to be able to sell your product. I think your photographs are fine. The more photos, the better. I'm also not really a fan of chopping their heads off here. Like people connect with people, so I like the idea of being able to see their faces. I just think it looks more real. So something to keep in mind. All right, so let's see. Only 3 left. I love this sort of scarcity thing going on here. That's great. Whether that's true or not, I do like that. Give me 1 second. Man, my mailman was here. I kind of lost track of where I was saying here previous in the video. But okay, so on a product page, you've got to have really clear pictures. And you have that. So I mean, that's good. I like the scarcity thing that you have going on here. And then, okay, so think about this. Everybody needs to know the specifications of the product. They need to know that it's cotton, that it's ribbed neckline. They need to know all that stuff. But you've got to also capture emotions. So think about benefits to your target customer versus specifications and write to one person. Capture emotions. Thinking about the emotionally charged words. What do you feel when you wear each of these products, right? Think about that. So you feel confident, attractive, bold. Think about all the different emotionally charged words and then convey that in your copy. So look at this example. This is just some hand wash gel. Okay, so they have specifications, they have ingredients and everything here. But if you go down here, so read this. 1 whiff of this soothing sea scent, and you may be inspired to stand on the bow of a sailing ship with your arms outstretched like a bird flying towards the shore. So they're capturing emotion in a goofy product like soap. So you're able to do that even more effectively because you have cool products. But think about the power of emotions and the emotional. So people buy based on emotions. You've got to figure out what those powerful words are in that imagery and craft it in the copy of your site and put it first, then put specifications. Okay, that's so important. Just spend some time really meditating on that and figuring out what those words are. And again, I don't know if there's maybe some reason I'm missing why you cut the heads off, but I'm a fan of including them. You know, it's personal preference, I guess, but I like it. Another thing is, think about reviews. I know that you may not have reviews on all your products yet, but displaying reviews, and if you don't have them, incentivizing your customers even to leave them, making it a real priority, following up with them, asking for those reviews, it's so critical. When I go to Amazon, if something doesn't have reviews, I just don't buy it. And that may sound terrible, but I don't want to be the one person to test it out. You know, I want other people to do that. So, and if it has bad reviews, I don't buy it. So having reviews on your product pages is critical. So definitely working hard to get that done is very important. Okay, so I want to look at your about page. I'm guessing the story is your about page. Okay, great. So let's check this out. I like that you have a picture here. I don't think that's you, is it? I don't think so. I haven't looked at your Facebook profile closely, but I'm a big fan of having a picture of you here. Wearing your clothes, smiling, making a connection. It builds trust and credibility, and it says to your visitors that you're going to stand behind your product. I mean, you are the professional. You're the expert. You're the curator of these designs and products. So featuring yourself there is important. I'm also a big fan of having the image or the text wrap around the image. So you can see both before the fold, right? Not just one or the other. And then making this larger is really important. Making the text larger, so it's just easier to read. Yeah, so I mean, you have a great story here and lots of information. I love that, man. This is you. The brand is you. People do business with brands, not with people. I'm sorry, I said that the wrong way. People do business with people, not with brands, not with companies. So featuring yourself here is awesome. Great that you have the live chat widget here. That's awesome. One thing I want to point out, I don't know if you're doing it or not. I'm sure that you're on, I think you mentioned you're on Instagram, and I see that you are. I don't know if you've seen this, and I don't recall the name of the app, but there's this app, and you can search for it on the Shopify App Store, but it allows you to turn your Instagram feed into a sellable platform. So like if you click here, you can see that on this example site, they have this for sale, and you can add it to cart right through the Instagram app. So that's kind of a cool thing. Okay, dude, lastly, let's talk about email collection. So on your site, on your homepage, I noticed that you collected emails. That's awesome. If you think about it, when someone comes to your site, the most valuable thing they have to offer you is their attention. That's so critical. If you collect an email address, you have a way of re-engaging them and getting in front of them to continue to work them down the sales funnel and build a relationship with them, and ultimately convert them to paying clients, right? So it's great that you're doing that. My company is GrooveJar. I showed you the blog earlier. We have a tool called Groove Urgent. It's free for 14 days, and it's $29 or $39 a month after that for all of our apps. We have multiple different apps. But anyway, so that app pops up. It has a countdown timer. It converts at 10%. It does really, really well. So whether you use us or another company, I would encourage you to keep track of your conversion rate, how well you're converting. The average is 2%, meaning 2 out of every 100 people that see the pop-up enter an email address. So convert as many as possible, then make sure you're really nurturing those leads and working them down the sales funnel as well. So it's really important. Some other good companies that do this are Privy and SumoMe. There's a lot of them out there that are really good. But the fact that you're already doing it is great. I just would continue to focus on honing down on that and experiment with some different things, different ideas to increase your conversions. It's definitely critical. Okay, man, I want to be mindful of your time, not make this video too long. Please let me know if you have any questions or if you want to take a deeper dive on any of these specific topics. Take care, man.